He said
Yes,
that you actually fought in underground fights in Mexico, like so-called Kumite matches.
Paco was Mexico's Kumite champion. He not only that, we almost ended up fighting each other.
Is that true at all? Hey guys, in today's video is my part 1 interview with Paco Prieto. Now we're going to talk about his martial arts background, how he got involved in the movie world, and then working on Lionheart, really doing a deep dive into that whole pool fight scene in Lionheart. And of course I asked him some stuff about what Frank Dux said. So, you know, please help support the channel. I mean, who else is bringing you this? These videos get better, the interviews get better because I could kind of build off of other ones, right? It's been quite interesting. But anyway, please help support the effort in the channel by hitting the like button, subscribing, sharing the video. Like I was mentioning, you don't do many of these. Like I can't even find an interview with you anywhere on YouTube.
Right.
So this is a real treat.
You know, my last film with Burt Reynolds, it was in 1998, and I did a lot of publicity. But since then, I've been, you know, pretty much training and being off camera.
Okay. And we want to find out what you've been up to. And we also want to find out your experience in that whole world. But let's just start at the beginning because this information is not really out there. And people want to know. Trust me, people want to know. That's why I'm excited because I want to know.
Excellent.
When did you start training in martial arts and what styles did you train in?
Right. Well, I started at 4 years old boxing.
Okay.
Yeah, my father and my grandfather, they used to take me to downtown Mexico City to fight. And it was very interesting because I fight with children that they were 11.
Oh, wow.
So at least I learned how to protect myself because it was serious, you know. I mean,
that's crazy.
Yeah. I fight with older children most of the time. But it was a beautiful experience, and I was training boxing all the way into probably 8 years old. But at the same time, I started with Shotokan.
Okay. My
master was Antonio Marquez. Back in those days, you know, in the 60s, there was the beginning of all the schools of martial arts in Mexico, which was, and I was very blessed to find this school, and I trained since 6 all the way to 13 Shotokan.
Okay.
Yeah, traditional Japanese.
And then what'd you do at 13? Did you get into a different martial art or did you do something else? Or?
Well, you know, I used to train with different people and different masters and just for fun, you know, more than anything else. Okay. And it was very exciting, you know. Yeah,
so basically
every day.
So you stopped essentially going to the formal training in a dojo, but you kept up your own training after 13 and beyond?
Yes, correct. Yes.
Okay. How'd you end up in the United States?
Well, I'm married, you know, my wife, Deborah, gone with the Prieto, and she's been you know, my life. And we just decided to move to LA. And one thing went to another, and it was very interesting because I never expect to be in the film industry.
Sure.
I was just doing my martial arts, training people here in the United States, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Did you have your own dojo in the United States that you taught people at, or?
Well, yeah, I have a dojo only for 2 years in Beverly Hills.
Okay.
And I got my own system, PACO, which means physical awareness concerning others, because I also used to do personal training, you know, weight training, get people in better shape. It was happening at the time in the 80s and the 90s.
So basically your training, though, you did boxing at a very young age, then you did Shotokan karate, then I guess you got into lifting weights and all that stuff, and then you just developed your own thing, how to train people, called PACO.
Yeah, exactly. After several years, I came up, you know, by the 25, you know, we're most techniques, we're limited to do so much. you have certain amount of kicks, certain amount of fist fighting, open palm, fingers, using your head as well, your shoulders, your knees. But that's it. I mean, there is nothing else that we can do. I call it the 360-degree martial arts, which pretty much you have a lot of also the capoeira. I have an instructor too that teach me before the martial arts, before the only the strong. His name was Borracha Santana, and he helped me out a lot in many ways. It was a great experience. Have a good time.
Yeah, I bet. Let me ask you this. How did you end up getting in that movie world? Like, how did you meet Sheldon Lettich, for example?
Well, one of the friends of Tony's wife one day told me, you know what, there is a casting in a school in the Valley. And it was the school of Frank Dux. That's where they have the casting for.
Oh, for Lionheart.
Right. So that's when I met Frank, I'm sorry.
Okay, like I knew I wanted somebody really long and lean and really knew how to use his legs. And that's why I picked Paco Prieto for fighting Jean-Claude.
Then Sheldon decided who was going to do who and who was going to be, the only 5 fighters in the movie. And Sheldon, he was there as well. And I didn't expect anything because, there were over 300 fighters in line. Oh, sure. Yeah, real professional, man. It was incredible. So it was just a lot of luck, I didn't expect it. And then suddenly I got the call and I say, well, he tell me, Sheldon, well, congratulations, man. You're going to be, and I was very excited.
Oh, sure.
Looking forward to meet Jean-Claude and to work on the pool fight. It was a lot of fun.
Wow. Going to that pool fight, like whose idea was it for you to basically look like Tarzan?
That was Jean-Claude.
Jean-Claude wanted you to look like Tarzan?
Jean-Claude decided for us to wear that type of clothing, if you want to call it like that, And I just came out from the hill down the little mountain over there to jump in the pool, and he was just ready for me. It was beautiful. And by the way, the water was freezing. We shoot that scene in Malibu. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you see the film next time. Check the trees behind us. Mm-hmm. They're moving, and everybody, the people in swimming suits. When we stop filming, they all run out to wear their, your coats or anything.
It was that cold out there?
Yeah, it was. Wow. It was cold. Yeah, it was winter.
That's one of my favorite fight scenes. It's amazing. I always watch that one. So, how long did it take to shoot that fight scene?
Approximately, I would say 3-4 hours.
That's it? Just one day?
One day, yeah, one day. We did
really? Wow. Okay, I thought you guys shot it like 2-3 days or something. Just
no,
4 hours.
We just worked on the choreography, and it was just one day, and everything came out great. Sheldon was very, very helpful on telling me how to. That was my first time in front of cameras. Mm-hmm. So he told me how to react when I'm too close, when I'm a little far away, or open shots 360. And but I enjoy it big time. And then my wife met Jean-Claude's wife, and they become best friends.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, and also Tony, Sheldon's wife.
Okay.
So we still friends, same with Jean-Claude.
Oh, so you and Jean-Claude are still buddies?
Well, no buddies that we see all the time, because Jean-Claude's always traveling all over the world. Mm-hmm. But my wife is in very best friends with Jean-Claude's wife. I mean, they talk all the time in the phone. Yes.
Paco, let's talk about the choreography. So you guys shot the actual fight in about 4 hours, but how much preparation prior to that? And did Frank Dux help the choreography? Because he is credited as fight choreographer.
Well, I don't. To tell you the truth, it was. I trained with Jean-Claude. He's the one who showed me directly the fight.
Oh,
we were gonna,
the fight scene was Van Damme's idea as far as like what you guys were doing to each other?
Yes, yes.
Oh, really? But did Frank Dux work with you guys at all?
And also, Kissy was involved.
Michelle Kissy was?
Michelle Kissy was involved, and also he was involved in the casting in Frank Dux' school.
Yeah. Well, what involvement did Frank Dux have with you, like during the pool fight, or in the film?
Well, to tell you the truth, it was so exciting, the whole thing for me. There was a lot of people involved, and I just don't remember real well. Well, it was, like I said, it was fast, the film, and Jean-Claude was always like usual, happy, excited,
Sure.
and ready to kick and punch, man.
But when did you guys choreograph it though? Like you didn't choreograph it the same day and then shoot it the same day. You guys would have choreographed it prior to you shooting it, right?
Well, no. Well, what I remember is that we just choreographed it the same day.
Really? Wow, you did
Yes.
everything in just that one day. That's amazing.
One day, yes.
Because it's such a memorable scene. It's so great. I mean, you were trying to drown Jean-Claude at one point.
Yes. Sheldon told me just go for it,
Yeah. Wow.
Choke the guy. And then Jean-Claude, he was good under the water because it was freezing. They tried to put some water heaters, but it didn't work at all. It was.
Yeah.
So we just go for it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I bet. And that's probably why you guys knocked it out in 4 hours. You didn't want to be in the water that much longer, I'm sure.
Yes, yeah. It was exciting. One time Jean-Claude told me, hey, Paco, send me the kick, man. Send me the kick. I said, Jean-Claude, we're too fast. I'm going to hit you. Says, I don't care. Just send me the kick, man. I expect it. So I sent him a roundhouse, and I touched him in his this side of the face. And, they stopped a little bit the shooting because of that.
Oh, so you actually hit him.
Right.
Accidentally.
So he took it good like a man, no problem. But it was one of the things that happened over there. And then, like I said, it was just 4 hours of the shoot of that fight. And then everybody went home,
Yeah.
But it was really nice. I love Malibu. I lived there for 2 years at the beach, and it's beautiful, man. You been in Malibu?
I drove by it because I used to live in Southern California for a long time. So I didn't spend a lot of time, but I drove like through it,
Right.
Yeah, it's
a
good
beautiful
area
place.
sure. Yeah, big time.
Yeah, beautiful, nice, big houses, and it's a wonderful place.
Let me ask you this about Frank, because I know there's like a very old YouTube video where you guys are together and talking and doing some training. Did you train that much with Frank Dux at all?
I'd like to introduce a close associate of mine. He's going to be premiered in the film Wrong Bet with starring Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, well, first of all, that date, we were giving a seminar to...
Oh, you were doing a seminar?
Yeah, a seminar in Connecticut. And we have all the way from children from 10 years old all the way to peace officers. And so I was just helping Frank with his techniques. He was a master of ceremony, so he was my master at the moment.
My master right now is Mr. Dux.
He hired me to be his assistant, and it was a beautiful experience. We hung out. We went over to New York, and we fly in a helicopter all over the Twin Towers. It was beautiful. Yeah.
Do you still keep in contact with them, or?
Well, it's been since 1995. I haven't been in touch with Frank.
Oh,
yeah, but
I mean, is there like a specific reason, or you guys just lost touch?
Well, I left town with my wife. We went to many places.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't stay in the United States all the time. I went to Japan. I went to Shanghai, Hong Kong, and Thailand. So it was a good experience.
Were you
and Mexico, of course,
teaching martial arts out there, or were you guys just vacationing?
No, we visited, but I was also practicing with different masters, and
that's cool.
Just for fun.
Yeah. Do you have a did you ever fight at all outside of the movies, obviously, like in tournaments or any other kind of matches?
Well, I definitely fight many times. And,
we're gonna find out real quick who's the real capoeira maestre in this neighborhood.
In Mexico, it's this personal, I trained the FBI in Mexico, the federal police,
mm-hmm.
And for 2 years. And sometimes I used to go with them to the real action, go get some drug dealers or people who was against the law. So it was a great experience.
Real criminals, yeah. Okay, so you literally had to use your martial arts in real life, dangerous situations.
For good, yes.
Wow. Hey,
that was a good experience.
Training, yeah. Let me just bring one last thing up about Frank, if you don't mind, only because he said that you actually fought in underground fights in Mexico, like so-called Kumite matches.
And Paco, by the way, and this is why you're really pissed at Sheldon, Paco was Mexico's Kumite champion. What's he saying that there's no evidence Kumite? Paco sat down with me and him. So, oh yeah, man, I watched Frank fight. Oh yeah, man.
Paco actually seen you fighting in Mexico? Yeah,
he's seen me fighting, man. He not only that, we almost ended up fighting each other. He told Sheldon that over dinner, well, many times over dinner when we were filming the movie.
Is that true at all?
Well, I like I said, I fought the real fights, but it wasn't a kumite. It was, when you live in Mexico City and you are with a beautiful wife, there's always sometimes people who disrespect you or and then attack you. So you had to protect yourself and react. And so that's the type of fight
like street fights, not competition fights, basically.
Yeah, street fights, right.
Interesting. Speaking about Paco street fights, by the way, Sheldon Lettich actually writes about it in his book, From Vietnam to Van Damme. This is an amazing read. You guys should check it out. I'll link it in the description below if you want to pick it up from Amazon. But anyway, Sheldon said, the thing about Paco is that he truly is a badass, and the audience can sense that, can see that.
Beautiful man who was born and raised in the worst slum barrio of Rio de Janeiro.
Unlike someone like Frank Dux, Paco doesn't talk about how much of a badass he is, but other people who have known him for years, and I've met them, will tell you stories about him walking into a bar full of guys who have been harassing his wife and just tearing the place apart single-handedly, walking out with just a few cuts and bruises, like something out of an old Charles Bronson or Clint Eastwood movie. Wow, that's so cool, man. But, so Frank Dux actually comes up in the book, too, because he was part of that whole world as well. Frank, I don't think, read the book. He's got a negative view. In fact, in a public post, he had said, save your hard-earned money unless you are in need of paper to line your kitty litter box or birdcage. Then buy this book. Well, I think if Frank actually read it, he wouldn't hate it as much as he thinks. Anyway, I think Frank should read it, and you guys as well. Going back to Lionheart real quick, and this kind of leads into Only the Strong, it looked like your character kind of had some capoeira-type moves.
Yes. Yeah.
So were you training with that one guy prior to
Bohash Santana, yes. Okay. And if you see few of the kicks that I sent to Jean-Claude, they're actually mealua. It's a kick that comes from you with your right leg, and you lower your head, and then send the kick to his face.
Mm-hmm.
So you can check the fight and recognize that that's a capoeira kick, and that's why Sheldon asked me later when the project came out about Only the Strong. came over to my house in Beverly Hills and told me, "Hey, Paco, you really do capoeira." Well, I have a little experience, but I would love to be in your film. I mean, if you guys going to do this, I'm ready.
In part 2 of my interview with Paco, we're going to talk all about Only the Strong, its potential sequel, and more. So make sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed.